Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present Girls vs. Ghost Media's Spoopy Talk with Madison Smith from Madison Paranormal. You can find Spoopy Talk every other Sunday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here, live on Paranormal Buzz Radio. Be sure to join in the live interactive chat by going to Spreaker.com or downloading the Spreaker app for all devices.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
And here's your host, Madison Smith.
Hi everyone, I am Madison Smith. I'd like to welcome you all to Spoopy Talk with Maddie. Tonight's guest is someone I will be meeting in October at DeadCon in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And we will be getting to investigate the Old Mansick Lodge. And in a celebrity ghost hunt with Daniel Class. Let's give a spoopy welcome to Shari Benedetti, or
DeBenedetti.
Thank you. As you can tell, I'm great at reading. From Ghost Nation and Ghost Hunters in the movie Red Army Hooligans.
Yeah, we don't really want to mention that, but that's okay.
Right, so why don't you start off by introducing yourself, things about you, things you enjoy. Yes.
Things of God. Well, I'm Shari DeBenedetti from Ghost Hunters and Ghost Nation. Things about me. I don't know. What would you like to know?
I don't know. Anything that you would like to share?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm right now, we're going back to Ghost Hunters, so we're filming a lot. And as you know, I had to take a nap today because we just got back, so we've been traveling all day. And just getting ready for October. The new season will start in October on Discovery Plus.
Wow, can't wait for that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, me neither.
Something new to binge watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. All right. So before we do start the questioning, would you like to spread out your social medias where people can find you at before I forget?
Most of my, it's, let me see, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter is all the same as at Shari Marie 826, and Facebook. Kind of just have to look up my name because Facebook has messed up my information so many times that I don't even know what it's under. So it's just under my name, and then you'll see my picture. So you can like that. But that's messed up so many times. I just have to. I kept on having to cancel all my stuff. So that's about it.
Thanks, Facebook. Thank you so much.
It's awful.
Facebook's great. What can I say?
I know.
All right. So shall we begin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how old were you when you first started off your paranormal journey?
I was in my mid-20s. So, when I was younger, I always had all these experiences, but I kind of just always ignored it. I didn't know what to believe if I saw something or, like you see shadows or you see things moving and stuff like that. I just always ignored it and always came up with a something else in my head, like, no, it wasn't a ghost. It was just this and that, and just kind of ignored it, put my covers over my face and just, and then in my early 20s, we moved into a home that wasn't, when we first moved in there, everything was fine, but it wasn't until like sometime after that things started happening. And there was just so much activity going on, and from like footsteps and knocking and talking, doors opening and closing, and either like really slow or like slamming open, lights on and off, things being thrown out of the closet, just so many things going on in that house. And it was a daily thing, so we never know day to day like what the heck is going to happen. And I was so scared going into the house that I would just stay outside in my car in the driveway and just waited until one of my parents came home to go into the house by myself. Mm-hmm. So that happened for quite a while. And it wasn't until one night that I just got back from the boyfriend at the time, who is now my ex-husband, but I just got back from his house, and and as soon as I got into bed, like I just put my head down and something grabbed my ankles and held my ankles to the bed. And then, so I got up to see what it was. And when that happened, they grabbed my wrists and then put my wrists down at the bed. And then I picked up my head because I wanted to I was trying to yell out to my parents, and but then they put their hand over my mouth and then put my head back, which and you can feel like their hands. You felt the fingers on my lips and stuff like that. So they were like hands that were doing this. And so as soon as that happened, then a full body apparition of a doppelganger of my ex-boyfriend was at the bottom of the bed. So this is the guy that I just left. For like a split second, I was thinking to myself, is he over my house? Am I over his house? Because I just couldn't understand how now he's in my bedroom. And then, so I kind of went back to, okay, now I'm being tied, I'm being held down to the bed, and I don't know what this thing is in front of me. But then he started walking over to me and to the side of the bed, and he bent over and just stared at me. Everything was exactly like my ex, from the hair to the body shape, exactly what he would wear, like a sweatshirt and sweatpants. But he just didn't have a face. So the face was looking out like a midnight sky. It was just like that distant black look. Mm-hmm. And then I have no idea how long he stood there for. I really have no idea. But then he got up and then he walked away, and I can hear his footsteps in the carpet and that noise of the thighs, when people are walking. Mm-hmm. So I heard that, and I heard him walking away, and then the door opened up. And then that's when I saw that he didn't have anything from his knees down. There was nothing. But then he left the room, and then the door shut behind him, and then everything was lifted off of me. So from that night, it was kind of my whole start of, I want to know what the hell's going on. What was that? Is it going to come back? Is it going to hurt me? All these questions in your head. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of, for a year, I kept my lights on, in the closet, in the room, just, every single light on. I had the TV blasting because I didn't want to hear the footsteps or the noises or anything. But that's when I started doing all the research and started talking to as many people as I could. Again, this is, the 90s. You didn't really have that many. Obviously it's not like it is now, you can ask anybody and you can talk to anybody about it, and it's fine. But back then it wasn't like this. So I went on and try to do as much as I could. And the more that I learned, then I started, helping friends and family with their home, with their homes and stuff. And then I eventually started up a team because I wanted to help other homeowners. The people that go through what I went through, I wanted to help them and teach them and everything that I've learned and stuff. So that's kind of how I got into everything.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, if I ever saw a doppelganger of somebody, I would just be like, well, like, I don't even know what I would say. I'd just be like, well, this is unpredicted.
Yeah. And, that's the thing is that my mother, because I lived with my parents, so my mother always saw somebody in the house. But her person always looked like Abraham Lincoln. Now, she's like, he's got a hat and he's got the beard and, and this jacket and everything. And so she always described him. She saw him everywhere around the house. And, and I never saw him, but my mother would always see him like for over a year or so. And she got used to him. So she was like, all right, whatever. But he never touched her. He didn't do anything. But with me, I got held down. I think that's, obviously that I got more scared. If I saw him, I would kind of freak out to begin with, but then, holding me down, you understand how much power they have. Mm-hmm. I couldn't move, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. So it's like, you're just stuck there. So yeah, it was scary, but it never happened since then. Thank God.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. So, what was your first official investigation like?
Well, my first official, obviously I started with, my friends and family, with what I got started. It was a lot more involved than I thought that I really had to go, just trying to look up, just about the house, about the location, about the property itself, and just try to figure out what's going on. I didn't realize how much that I would have to do. But the more and more I did it, the more I love doing it. It's like a big puzzle, so I just kind of fell in love with the whole thing, trying to figure it out.
All right. And for you, what's your favorite piece of evidence that you've gotten over the years?
Favorite piece of evidence. Actually, only because this is like a personal one. After my grandfather passed away, and it was about 6 months later, and I went into his bedroom and did a little investigation, and I caught a picture of him in the mirror. Mm-hmm. So that's absolutely my favorite.
That's sweet that he's still sticking around.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just a little heartfelt moment.
I know.
I love that.
Yep.
All right. And then for you, what's your top 5 places that you've been to?
Oh my gosh, top 5. Let me see. I loved going to the Constitution only because I'm in Boston, and I used to work on boats in the Boston Harbor. We used to do parties and stuff like that. So I used to always go by the Constitution constantly growing up. So to actually go on there and investigate was pretty cool. Let's let me see, Mount Washington Hotel. Awesome. Every time I go up there, there's always stuff going on. Orange County Correction Facility in New York. That was pretty cool. Let me see, Harrisburg Hospital. That was really cool. I'm trying to think of another place. I mean, Lizzie Borden's always fun. Mm-hmm. The Oliver House. I mean, there's so many places that I've been to recently that I can't really talk about. That those would definitely also be on my list of places, that I would love to go back to. Mm-hmm. I just can't say it right now. Yeah, I mean, those are some of them.
All right. And then what's your favorite type of places? Like hospitals, institutionals? What kind of things you into?
Let me see my favorite places. Well, my favorite's always the home, only because I'm actually helping people. Mm-hmm. It's my favorite's always trying to figure out what's going on, on in these homes and helping the people try to understand what's going on. Mm-hmm. and just making them comfortable. So that's my number one thing is just helping people. So that's first. These other places are more for fun for me, just to go ghost hunting and stuff. But I mean, jails are always fun. Institutions, I guess I feel bad, it's awful when those people are in there. So I don't, it's not like it's fun. I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of other places right now. I mean, like restaurants and stuff like that. I mean, places that are so old that they have so much history in it and that they've been like so many different things, from hotels to taverns to, maybe brothels or something. I'm saying there's just so much history in one property that you just never know what you're going to come in contact with. I think those are more fascinating.
Mm-hmm. And then for you, what's your favorite type of equipment? Do you like the more interactive stuff, or are you more of a set it down and watch kind of thing?
No, I do like interactive. I love thermal. Mm-hmm. And all the the fun little gadgets, the EMFs and REM pods, all that light up and stuff, I do like that, that when you're finally trying to have a conversation with somebody, that they actually, press the stuff that's right in front of you. And when you're actually asking the questions over and over and over again, 3 different times or whatever, that they're actually responding back to you. Of course, I love recorders because you love to hear, their voices and stuff. So, mm-hmm. So of course, the number one is thermal, and then recorder, and then, of course, having the little gadgets in front of you. So I like a little bit of everything. I like to have a few things, just in case.
Mm-hmm. And then for you, what are your thoughts on Ouija boards? Do you like them, or are you just not a big fan?
To me, it's I would never use it on an investigation. Mm-hmm. It's not my thing. I'm not going to say yes or no, but it's not my thing. I played with them when I was younger. And it never really gave me any truth of anything, so it's really, to me, it's just our energy kind of going in there. so whenever I did it when I was younger, it was almost like whatever we were thinking, that's what it said, you know, and it really never gave any true answer. But again, that's just me. I know other people like it, you know, but I, you know, I mean, if people want me to play with it, like I've played with it at events because people want to see it played. And then, you know, when I'm like, whatever, you know, if that's what you want me to do, that's fine. Because they don't want to play it, you know, because they're afraid of it. I'm like, that's fine. You know, I'm like, I'm not afraid of it. Whatever, we'll play. Having said that, I mean, yeah, it moves, you know, and I've had really weird things moving all the time. You know, if I would ask for things to move, things would move around the room. And, you know, even the board itself. So like not just the planchette, but like the whole board will like just move around. It's like that. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. It's just a fun little thing, you know, for me. I know some people think that it's like really scary, you know, and you need to be careful and stuff, but I played with it for like 10 years when I was younger, and I'm still here, so I'm okay.
Yeah. For me, as long as you close it correctly and you use it safely,
yeah,
then I don't see like the danger in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just my opinion. All right. Well.
So I know that we're going to be investigating together. Yes. That'll be fun.
Cannot wait.
Next month. What are we investigating, by the way?
We are investigating the Masonic Lodge. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Masonic?
Oh, Masonic.
Yeah, Masonic Lodge.
I'm actually so smart.
That's okay. Well, that'll be fun.
So very. Let's see. All right. So, we're trying to come up with a good question, like, stumped. Okay.
So why are you dressed up right now?
Oh, I was just at an event, and I was running around.
Oh, okay.
And I work for Factory of Fear, so they had me running around, handing out stuff, and I was in character and costume. And, yeah, still in it.
Yeah, but nobody can see you, right? Because this is just radio, so nobody can see you. Oh, that's a shame. Because you look cute, so yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, people liked me there, so I was like, okay, might as well.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
Thank you. All right. So, for you, what's your opinion on psychics and everything like that? Do you believe in them, or is it more of a skeptic outlook?
I believe in some. You know, I mean, obviously there are good ones and there are bad ones. Or there are the real and there are the fake, I should say. I have many friends that are extremely good. So I definitely believe them and trust them. I don't have an issue with, I mean, like when I do investigations, of course, I like everything, you know, I mean, we're scientific wise, you know, so if somebody was to tell me this and that, I still need backup, you know, so, you know, and I don't mind if there was an investigation and I had a psychic come on and they tell me what they think, I would still have to do everything that I think and then kind of collaborate it just to kind of, you know, see what's what. But even if they did tell me something, I would still have to like go and get back up.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I have a lot of friends that are psychics and mediums. So, but I also know a lot of people that are not. They say, they say that they are, and there's more and more that come out that they say that they are, but they're really not. So, I mean, but it's like that with everybody, like every industry, it's all the same. Even like investigators, people think that they're investigators, but they just started last year and they're still, it's, so it's the same thing in every industry, even doctors, right? And lawyers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I'm a doctor for sure. Alrighty. Okay. So, for you, your favorite investigation, what made that your favorite investigation?
My favorite. There are quite a few. You know what? It's really the same answer for a lot of my investigations that, and it goes back to helping people. The investigations that are really my favorite. I mean, I honestly can't pinpoint one. I've seen them, I felt them, I touched them, and I've experienced all of that, which is awesome. But my favorite is always, again, with our client, and when they understand everything, and when it's, when they start crying because they're so relieved, or, with the information that we give to them, but they're crying out of, okay, I feel so much better, and thank you so much for helping me. And whatever we did, comforts them, and that they don't have to be nervous anymore or scared, and they're just, so, I mean, there's just so many of those that we've done, or that I've done. And it never gets old. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. Just, just having those people just thank us and hug us. And, I mean, they're crying, and then all of a sudden you start crying because you're just so happy that they're happy. You know what I mean? It's just, So there's really no one particular investigation. I mean, there's just been so many over the years.
So, what has been like the most bizarre investigation that you've done?
Bizarre. I really don't know. I'm trying to think. I have a really bad memory. So do I, don't worry. With all these, God, bizarre. I don't know. We've had so many. I'm trying to think of the ones that I can say. That's the problem, is that because I can't say anything, obviously, that we've been doing for the past few months. And so I'm trying to think back on other ones. I mean, like, we get ones that like will mimic us, which is really weird. God, I'm trying to think. I can't really think. I don't know. I really don't know how to answer that one.
All right. And that's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah, my memory's going.
Trust me, I have horrible memory as well.
You're too young for that.
Trust me, someone can explain something really thoroughly to me, and then I'll be like, I'm sorry, but I'm really stupid, and you'll have to explain that all over again for the second time. I'm sorry. Alrighty. So, what are some of your favorite hobbies outside of paranormal?
Oh God, hobbies. My hobbies. You know what? Whenever I'm not away filming or doing investigations, I am actually home with my kids, and I have another job. Mm-hmm. So I really don't. That's my life, is just working and my kids. So I really don't have any other hobbies, really. I really haven't been doing much the last few years. So all my time is working and my kids, really. Yeah, there's nothing that I really do on the side. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's my life right now. Single mom.
All right. And let's see. So, for you, would you ever take your children on an investigation?
Well, a real investigation, if I was to go to do an investigation for a homeowner to help them, no, I wouldn't do that. Because I just don't know. Well, I don't know I guess it depends on what some of the activity was. But I would go somewhere just for fun to bring them. I just don't want them to see what the client is going through. I don't want them to be as scared, with what the client's going to say and stuff like that. I don't want them to get involved with that. But for them to go with me, just to go for fun somewhere, I have brought them to places. So I live right near Salem, so I bring them into Salem and we investigate there all the time. And my daughter's, she'll be 18. She's really not into it. She'll go, and she'll bring her friends and stuff like that. And I just give them equipment, and then they'll just, so they've investigated, a few places. My son, who's going to be 16, he's more involved with it. And he'll just, if we're bored, he'll be like, well, let's go into Salem and investigate. Like, all right, so we'll just bring some stuff with us and go hang out at a few places and investigate. So he absolutely loves it. So things like that I'll go and do, but he's very sensitive, and he's, if he was to talk to a client, I think that would get him more nervous. Mm-hmm. So that's what I don't want him to do that.
Mm-hmm. So in Salem, what's the best location down there in your opinion?
Well, I actually did an event at Cinema Salem. And it used to be, there's three cinemas in there. It's actually a mall now. Mm-hmm. And the cinemas inside the mall. And one of these cinemas was actually a tavern a long time ago. And obviously before the mall was there. Mm-hmm. And it was said that one of the, God, I hate to get the history wrong. Okay, well, I'm not going to say the history because I might get it wrong, and I don't want to do that. But there is stuff that happened in the tavern, And so when I did the event and I was in Cinema 3, there was so much that went on in that. Like, we were there for probably like 3 hours. And actually, first, when I went there to go and see what it was, because they wanted to do an event there. So I went there. I went to go and check it out. And I had my son and his friend, and I'm like, here's some equipment. Go and, and check out the place. While I was talking to the owner and everything. And my son came up to me and he's like, there's an old man that's, sitting outside, whatever, and like where the popcorn is. And, and I'm like, this place is locked down. There's nobody here, and so we went downstairs and he's like, yeah, he's right there. And I don't know if he was smoking. He was either had a pipe or a cigar. I don't know what the heck he had. And he totally described him, but the place was locked down. So it was only us. There's really nobody there. And come to find out, I guess people have seen this guy there all the time. So my son saw it. So anyway, so when we were doing the event, there was so much going on. I mean, we heard people like running up and down the aisles, like they were wearing heels. Like it was so loud and people were shouting out words and I don't know, it was really, really crazy. So that place is definitely active. And of course, the Hawthorne Hotel is active. There's a few places, on Essex, where all the shops are and stuff. I mean, there's so many places, so much activity. Yeah.
Well, one day I'm going to have to get down there,
Absolutely.
Maybe we can investigate,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, are you on a team?
It's just me and my father.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Where are you guys out of?
Davenport, Iowa.
Iowa, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're literally in the middle of nowhere, trying to buy corn.
We've recently been like all in those mid-states with a lot of corn.
Yeah, literally anywhere near Iowa is just corn.
Yeah,
we're not very interesting here.
It's beautiful though.
Mm-hmm. A lot of country.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have any hills or mountains or anything, but we have flat land with corn on it. Oh, you want corn on the cob? No problem. Pick a stock. Go ahead. It's fresh. Yeah, it's great. Alrighty. So, what's your bucket list of places that you would like to go to?
Oh my God, my bucket list is really long. The Stanley Hotel, I would love to go to. Waverly. Oh my gosh. You know where I would love to go are the castles. I'd love to go overseas, and there are so many beautiful castles out there. That's kind of my bucket list, is to go out of the country and mostly castles. I mean, there's a lot of things, that I would love to go and see, but that's like my number one.
Mm-hmm. Understandable. Is there any reason that you want to go to these castles? Or are they just like cool?
No, I just think that they're absolutely beautiful. They're just beautiful, with the architecture and everything. I mean, and of course the history of it. I just think that it would be really awesome to investigate.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think I've been to a castle. Pretty sure I've been to a castle. Pretty cool. Which, not trying to brag, but it had like 13 secret rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the only one that could fit up in there because they were meant for little kids. And luckily, I'm tiny enough to do it.
Yeah.
Finally, my shortness pays off.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. We've seen, you know, all these little rooms, and they're like, "Oh, Shari, you can go in there because you're little," and it's like, "Oh, great,
Okay."
well, fine." It's not the spookiness; it's just all the webs and, you know, the animals that are in there. Not really. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was crawling through one of the little spaces, there was a lot of spiders, but I'm not, like, spiders are fine. I don't care about spiders. And then I was wearing a jacket as well, so it's not like they could get in my hair or anything, so, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
I just crawled on.
Yeah, like, I don't mind bugs. I just don't, I want them, like, from, like, waist and then down. Like, I don't want anything, like, around my head because, you know, yeah, I don't want that. Yeah. I usually make everybody, like, go in front of me, you know, so they're like, "Oh, go ahead." I'm like, "No, you can go ahead." You know, I act like I'm just being nice and having them go ahead. But it's really because I want them to clear the way for all the webs. And, you know, and then if there's any bats, you know, they'll come after them first. So.
Love that. See, I'm not scared. Well, no, I correct myself. I'm not scared of bats if I have something with me and a person with me with a net. Okay. With a net.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. On Ghost Nation, I got hit with a bat, and I didn't realize it was a bat until it was like 2 inches away from my eyes, because we were talking about cicadas, and you know, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you know, they're so big and they're flying around, and it's not like," and I've never actually seen like one like up to, you know, up close. I'm like, I don't even know, like this thing was huge, and so we're talking about the cicadas, but when I looked up to see what was like in front of my eyes, like 2 inches away, but I saw a bat wing, you know, and then it hit me in the forehead, and I was like, what the hell was that? Like, you know, so I was very confused, but then the camera guy actually saw the, you know, he actually filmed, so I got to see like it really was a bat that hit me in the head.
Yeah. Like, so it's not my work, but I help there. There's bats, like, in the building. We have a thing called the bat that I carry around. If it comes flying anywhere near us, I will hit it. And then usually the other person has a net, just in case, because, yeah. I know, very smart tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart.
Yeah.
So, for you, what's the most dangerous place that you've been in?
Honestly, ever since the most scary thing that's ever happened, and you know, was that time where I was held down in bed. Mm-hmm. Ever since then, the more I learn and stuff, I haven't been scared. I've been startled, you know, so if something, you know, if I see something or something touches me or whatever, you know, like it'll startle me, but nothing has ever scared me. I even had somebody picked up and thrown right in front of me, and still that didn't scare me. Like, you know, like I was scared for that person because I didn't know what was going to happen to them. But I just feel like it wasn't towards me, so I wasn't in fear of it. You know, and that was in a house. That wasn't at any place. Mm-hmm. So really it's, you know, I haven't been anywhere to, for anything to really, really scare me like that. I mean, nothing's happened to me, you know.
All right. That's a good answer. So, for you, what's like the creepiest thing that you've seen on investigation that could be like an object or the actual spirit? Or just someone else?
Yeah, it's mostly, some clients that we had. They're pretty creepy. Again, it's nothing. I don't know. It's hard for me, like, because it's nothing's really creepy. It's like, to me, it's more fascinating. So everything that happens, whether I see it or whatever I experience, it's not like, I don't think it's creepy. I just think I don't know. It's just always fascinates me. It's more of, seeing the client and them going crazy. I've seen people kind of, either they're on something or, either like medicated or drugs or whatever it is. And they'll fall asleep right in front of me. And then they wake up and then they're like, oh my God, did you see that? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And look what happened. I'm like, you just fell asleep in front of me. And they're like, no, I didn't, So, I mean, and then you get these people who, oh, I'm, psychic. I could do this and I could do that. And then they try to do all these things in front of me. Like, it's so honestly, some of the clients that, you go to their houses, they're creepy. They're, like you have to be aware. You have to like make sure, that what's going on, because you don't know what the hell they're on or what's going on. So you got to be careful of them more than the ghosts.
Reasonable.
Yeah. I'm trying not to say too much, just I don't know, who's listening, if God forbid those people are listening. So I just need to be careful of what I say.
Just imagine if one of them reaches out. So I heard that you were talking smack.
Yeah.
Is there a problem with me being half asleep and seeing something?
Yeah, just a little. I know, and then they get mad at you because, I'll be like, well, you just fell asleep and you're the one who did that, and then they're just, no, I didn't do, and then it's, sometimes you just need to walk away. It's scary. It definitely is scary with some of them.
Yeah, some of them can be off their rockers at times. Like, I don't see how some people get, like, I don't know. Some people are just creepier than others.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to think, a lot of people, their medications, or if there's like a drug or alcohol issue, or just, unfortunately, some people just have conditions, so sometimes it's good to let them know, why don't, maybe you need to see a doctor, because if you have certain medications that are mixing with other medications, it's making you see things or whatever. So, we helped people like that also, but those people also need to be able to listen to you, and go to the doctors. Unfortunately, there's a lot that don't think that they have a problem. So, again, everybody's different. Every client's different. So.
So, this is a bit of an off question, but their pets, if they have pets, which one is like the craziest one that you've seen?
Yeah. Pets. The craziest pet?
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, they have like the regular pets. I'm trying to think of what is that? I can't think of what that reptile is.
Bearded dragon?
Yeah. Yep. I think that's really the weird, like, I mean, not even weird because, I mean, it's normal now, but for anybody to have, yeah.
Yeah. To be honest, I kind of want one, but, I already have 2 dogs. Pretty swag. Alrighty. So, let's see. Alright. So, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? You know what? Honestly, I don't. Everybody makes fun of me because I honestly do not watch movies, and I rarely watch TV. By the time, like I said, like I'm always working, I'm always with the kids, so I really don't have that much time to do that. But I have an issue with picking apart things because I like realistic shows, So for like movies, it's Hollywood. So they throw in a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. And so I don't watch anything anymore because I'm always picking apart things. So it kind of ruins the movie for me.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we do have some questions in the comments. They just loaded in because my phone is great and it's slow. Love the Wi-Fi. Either way. So one of them is from Shay, and she asked, did being on TV change your life?
It only changed my life because of the traveling. It's still weird to me that I'm on TV. Like when I go and I travel to places, to me, I'm just investigating a place. It's not like, okay, I'm doing this for an episode. It, like in my head, that's not what it is. It's just, I'm just going, with my team, going out to investigate and doing what I would do. So really the only thing that's changed is that I'm really not home as much, although I do come home every weekend to be with them. But that's pretty much it. Again, like I don't really think of myself as being that person on TV. So it really, in my head, it hasn't really changed anyway.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. All right. And then I think there was other ones. Let's see. Did she use anything like my pup or a music box? So, let's see. He's over here. Let me grab him. This is Milo.
Oh,
This is what she's referring to because, yeah. It's just EMF dog.
It's just EMF, yeah. So she's asking if I've used
anything like that or a music box.
I've never used a music box. I haven't used like the dog or the cat or anything like that. But I mean, just the bear that's out there. I've used the bear.
Yeah, Boo Buddy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I have him somewhere. I don't know where he is though.
Yeah, we'll use. I'll try to use as many trigger objects that that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we're trying to look for children. We'll use the bear and a lot of other toys and, whatever we got.
Mm-hmm. And how are the results on that, in your opinion?
It's again, it's a hit or miss. I'm not going to use the bear every time. I probably maybe only contacted maybe a couple times out of all the times using it. So, I mean, it's not always my go-to. I mean, we try anything. I mean, if something doesn't work, we'll just keep trying other trigger objects,
Mm-hmm. All right. Makes sense. And for you, what's your best trigger object that you've used?
Well, it really depends on who we're talking to. If it's a child, a lot of the times, the either balls or the, like the REM pods or something that lights up so that they can play with it. For, like say if we're in a jail, we'll bring cigarettes and alcohol, stuff like that. Trying to think. I mean, it really depends on where we go. But those have worked out a lot.
That's good. All right. So, for you, have you ever seen any animal spirits or entities, whatever you'd like to call them?
Yeah, I've seen the dogs a lot. And I've felt them a lot because you can, especially when the cats rub up against your legs and stuff, So I've felt that a lot. And then you also get, the same time that happens, you also get them on the recorder, so it's just, you get both of those. I do see, even at my house now with my dogs, I've seen them so many times at my house here and hurt them. So, yeah.
All right. So before we start ending things off, would you like to once again share where people can find you at, just in case they missed it at the first part of the show?
So Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram is at Shari Marie 826, SHARIMARIE 826. And on Facebook, you could just look up Shari DeBenedetti and find my page. You might be a little confused because there's other ones on there, but Facebook has messed up all my stuff. But there's just one that I'm working off of.
Alrighty. So first off, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on chatting with myself and my listeners here on Spoopy Talk.
You're welcome.
Okay. So now for my listeners out there, I really like to say thank you for being with me tonight. My next show will be September 19th, and my guest will be with David Childers and Kristen Joy of Grey Dream Expeditions. Make sure if you're not following me, give me a follow at Madison Paranormal Investigation on Facebook and Maddie_paranormal_investigation on Instagram. So for tonight, peace, love, and happiness. And most of all, be spoopy, everyone.